Good evening and welcome to 10-Minute Travel Tuesday. We're back and it's back, and we're going to have some fun tonight as we talk about going to Croatia and Venice. You call it Venice to Split, but I call it Venice to Croatia. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about all the stuff that we loved and all the lessons mainly that we learned, because every time we travel, we seem to learn something new. I'm George, that's Deanna, and please welcome into 10-Minute Travel Tuesday. We're so glad to have you all. Now, you know how this works, right?
Right.
We always start with saying that we love it when you share our thing to your Facebook page. That helps other people kind of discover a little bit about who we are and what we do, and if you could do that. So we always ask you to.
Like and share. And if you've ever been to Venice or Croatia or Slovenia or any of those really cool places and you learned something, drop us a comment. We'd love to hear what you learned, or even just what you liked best. If you've been to Venice, if you had a favorite thing you liked, let us know. We'd love to hear about it.
Okay. Also, we'll get to the topic and what we learned in just a second, but I did want to mention that we still have a few spots available for our Portugal trip. Now, unfortunately, you missed the sale price. It went up a couple of $100, but if you're interested in joining us next year when we go to Portugal, we're going to be going at the end of April, first week of May, what they call the shoulder season in Portugal. And we're going to drink wine, and we're going to eat food, and we're going to see some amazing, amazing places. As a matter of fact, that is just one of my favorite pictures
That's gorgeous.
of Portugal, as we are going to go along the coast and into the mountains and so much more. If you'd like to go with us, please let us know. Drop us a comment here tonight and say, hey, I'd like more information on Portugal, or just send us a message on Facebook, or you can always give us a ring too. You can find all of our information right here on Facebook. All right, so this week, what are we
This week,
talking about, Miss DB?
First up, I would like to talk about packing smarter, not harder.
Okay, packing smarter,
So-
not harder. Okay.
So after having just been to Italy,
Uh-huh.
I learned a few things, and it's basically really helped streamline my whole packing theory. I went with a very basic bottoms. I went with black or navy bottoms.
Okay.
I had a couple pair of each, and that was it. Everything else though had to go with black or navy. So I packed a bunch of different tops, some cute sweaters, a few little scarves for accessories. It was so much easier. I had a lot less in my suitcase, but I still had enough options that I felt like I changed things up
Right.
every day. I wasn't
Right.
wearing the same
Yeah.
thing all the time.
Yeah.
But it made it a lot simpler. Oh, am I wearing black or navy today? There wasn't a lot of choice.
We got a couple of comments coming in. Donna says hello. Hey, Donna, how are you? Hope you're recovering well. Had a little knee surgery there, so thank you for letting us know how you're doing and being on with us tonight. Alice,
She probably kicked Mel too hard or
that's
something.
probably what it was. Allison jumped in and says hello tonight.
Hey, Allison.
Allison says I usually go with black and gray, talking about your packing
Black
there.
and navy I did, but black and gray is a good one.
Black and gray,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
She was saying that she kind of does the same
Yep.
thing there. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bonnie is on. Hi, Bonnie.
Hey, Bonnie.
By the way, Bonnie and I were communicating on Facebook earlier because she was not happy that time changes this weekend. And I was like, try to imagine us. We're trying to get adjusted back to this time zone, and now we're getting ready to do time changing again. But
Who knows?
yeah, I thought your wardrobe choices this time, again, we learned
Right.
every time that we travel out of the country, and maybe you all do too, and you can share your tips as we go.
Well, the
along.
other
So,
thing about it is 90% of the pictures we take are from
from here
up.
up, right,
So
exactly.
you have something different up here every day. Nobody knows you're wearing the same pants 10 times.
Or not wearing
Five
pants,
times.
as the case may be.
You have to wear
Because
yes.
my packing was a little like you. I think
Yeah.
I learned a little bit from Italy when we went there. Italy was a lot warmer than I thought it was. I wound up wearing shorts all the time. And the first few days that we were in Venice and Croatia, it was the same thing. I had shorts for a while, but then the weather got noticeably cooler
Mhm.
as we were out on the Adriatic Sea, and
That's so nice.
and so that's where the pants came in a little bit. And again, same kind of thing, basic colors below, and you could swap out the different things that you wear. By the way, I got to tell you, one of the things that we loved the most about this trip was we had a chance to go into Venice. We'd never been to Venice.
Venice.
And I got to share, I'm going to add some pictures here online.
Oh.
This is our arrival at the airport.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
most of the time you fly into an airport, you have buses or you have Ubers or whatever.
You have to go out to a parking lot. It's
Yeah.
a huge amount of pavement everywhere.
No, not in
Cars
Venice.
whizzing by.
Not in Venice at
No.
all. So
This-
this was
This
spectacular.
was amazing.
We had the best time, and we will be back. to Venice.
Absolutely,
We will
absolutely.
definitely be back.
Yeah,
to
that was the one thing that I really liked about Venice was the getting there. It was so cool. We flew in, picking up bags was super easy. It's not a huge airport. And then we had this, it wasn't a terribly long walk, but it was enough that there was some excitement I felt building.
kind of build as you get closer to
Because it was this
outside.
long
Yeah.
corridor out, and you can't see the water, but you know there's windows you can see out. And then all of a sudden you go down the stairs, and there you are.
It's just
I mean,
boats.
It's just amazing.
And
It's just
by the
amazing.
way, the water taxis in Venice are beautiful.
Oh,
Absolutely beautiful, beautiful boats.
gorgeous.
And we had the best time.
We had
The
so
other
much fun.
thing that we really loved about it is going on what we call shoulder season. We got a little bit of that when we were in Italy. We were on the end of the busy season, but we hadn't quite gotten to shoulder season yet. And when we got to Venice, it was shoulder season, and that was the streets.
It was spectacular.
Imagine in Venice
Yeah.
that this is the crowd. Now, I will say there was a big crowd at St. Mark's.
St. Mark's Square.
St.
St.
Mark's
Mark's Square is always
Yeah.
super busy because that's even where the locals hang out.
Yeah.
So even when there's no tourists there, it's still busy. But we went just a block off of there, and my goodness, it got quiet and peaceful. We had lunch at a little sidewalk cafe, and there was some, of course, some cute little shops right across the way.
Well, imagine that.
of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
left you there. I
Yeah.
did some shopping.
Yeah.
It was just delightful.
Yeah.
The other thing that I really liked about it, I love bridges because I don't know why, but I think they're really cool. So there's a lot of bridges there, of course, because everything has a canal, but you don't realize how many steps there are because you have to go up and down all of, you think about a bridge, oh, you just walk across. All of them are arched.
Yes.
So everybody says it's the city of bridges. It's much more the city of steps.
It is the city of steps. I agree with you. But it was spectacular.
It was beautiful.
And really unlike, I know it's Italy, obviously part of that country, and you have the great Italian food, but man, the scenery was so different.
So different.
So different there. We had the absolute best
And
time.
what were they weren't tapas. What was the little things we had? I should have thought of that before we did this.
Oh yeah.
There's
And because it's a thing that they
It's a
do,
thing.
and it's like
Like
tapas,
tapas.
but it's basically different things on crostini is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And you go and you have those like in a bar or something.
Right. A wine bar.
If you're not really looking for a big dinner or whatever, and we did that one night and was really good.
We had some with creamed fish, creamed cod.
Which sounds horrible.
Oh,
Sounds horrible,
I didn't think
but it
so.
was so good.
It was
so
delicious.
good.
Thank goodness it was in Italian. I would never have ordered it had I read that in English. Would not have done it. So
Let's see. Donna says she goes the same with you. She goes with black when traveling. That's what she does. Allison says Venice is so cool. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And she's had the best lasagna she ever had was in Venice. So
Ooh,
you
yeah.
still
Yeah.
get that Italian food,
Right.
but the scenery is just absolutely
Spectacular.
spectacular. So we were there again, reliving a few of the pictures, but mainly focusing on the lessons that we learned while we were traveling there. While we're going to make that transition to the next lesson we learned, I did want to share a few pictures though. We got to Slovenia and Croatia. And folks, I got to tell you, Croatia was an absolute revelation.
Yeah.
Because this part of Slovenia and Croatia, very much like Italy, but it is so much less traveled, so you don't have the crowds there. Now, we went on a cruise,
Right.
and that's also us swimming in the Adriatic. It was cold, but you got to do it.
The water temperature was 66 degrees.
Yeah, you got to do it. But
the air temperature was like 68. So
But again, the shoulder
cool.
season stuff about going there, Deanna, I mean, we talk about it all the time. We
That's really
try to
good.
do a lot of our trips in what's called the shoulder season because it's so much less crowded.
But for Italy, I'll never go in anywhere near the high season anymore. That the weather you get waiting just 2 weeks made such a difference.
Such a
It was
difference.
just
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
It
really
was just
was.
amazing.
Yeah. So, and
So
again, weather's always a crapshoot. You
weather's
never know
weather.
what it's going to be, but
We
it
did
sure
get
seems like that.
Yeah, we did get a few days of rain.
Yep.
And the boat
Yep.
had to rearrange the ports just a little bit to go around some high winds, but we didn't miss anything. And the weather was, I thought, just gorgeous, just perfect.
Absolutely.
So,
Croatia, though, needs to be on your list, and
yes.
it's going to be on our list. I got to tell you, when we make our plans, we have the 26 trips already lined out, but for 27, we're definitely looking at going back to Croatia because it really was an absolute revelation.
Oh,
So,
yeah. And
yeah,
the big thing I learned is, and it's probably not that important, but Italy is not as clean. Like the streets, there's just a lot of
yep.
age and wear on them. Croatia, equally as old, but spotless.
Spotless.
I mean, the roads were
Here,
just shiny.
the other
clean.
thing we
It was
learned
amazing.
is no graffiti.
No graffiti.
That was crazy because we had just been to Rome,
Yeah.
and there was graffiti like it seemed like everywhere.
Everywhere.
And there was no graffiti. The streets were clean. Croatia really, and
Right.
Slovenia. We were only in Slovenia for a couple of days,
Right.
but we really, really
Both
enjoyed
perfect.
that. So, by the way, we did also drink wine. Yes, we
Well,
went
we
to
drank,
wine.
yeah, we
So,
drank a little wine.
just a little
It
bit
wouldn't
of
be
our
a
drink.
Lindsay adventure if we didn't have
If
wine
we
in it.
didn't do that.
So yeah.
This is more of Croatia. I just wanted to get a couple of pictures in. We were up at the fort outside of town when we were in Skibenik,
Shebenik.
Shibenik, Skibenik, or something like that. I
Don't say skibbity.
Yeah,
It's not
Skibbity,
skibbity.
Skibbity,
It's
whatever. Yeah,
Shebenik.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mary Grattan says, "I told you about Croatia. You did,
were
Mary.
right,
You
Mary.
told us
You're
all about it."
absolutely right.
But on one side, you see Deanna and I at the fort outside of
Shebenik.
Shibenik. Shibenik.
Or
But
Shebenik.
they said it. Yeah, they said it a
Shebenik.
couple of different ways.
Yeah,
Anyway,
whatever.
and then that's a picture of the city there that is
That was
just
beautiful. It was
absolutely,
just beautiful.
absolutely gorgeous. So we really, really enjoyed that part of it.
And
So
I guess the one thing I learned throughout the whole trip is it really matters who you travel with.
it does.
This, I don't know if I'm selling too much, but we didn't put together this group, but it was a group we went with. And I much prefer our people. Our people are just better. They just are better.
Well,
And it really matters.
yeah.
Every time we'd turn around, there was something gorgeous. George and I would both say, "Oh man, our people would love this.
They would
Our
love
group would
this.
love
They
this.
would love
We
this."
got to bring our friends here. We got to bring everybody we know
Yeah,
here. It's
yeah.
just something we really like sharing the experiences of this with you all.
Yeah.
And you know,
Again, our
it's
mission is to make sure that you all have that memory of a lifetime or that trip of a lifetime, and we get a lot of enjoyment out of that.
yes.
And Deanna's right. I think it's always better when you have somebody you like to share that moment with or to share that view with. And it was a little bit different on this trip. I will say that this was a trip that, again, this lady got kind of rewarded from Colette for all the stuff that she does, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, it would have been much more fun with
It would have much
with
more
our
with
with
our
our
people.
group there. That's why we're looking at it for 27. I gotta tell you. So
So
let's see. One more. This was the group picture. Also a place in Croatia. It was called Krka. Is I'm saying that
it
right?
was Krka National Park.
Yeah, Krka, right?
Yeah,
So
Krka. They don't
in
like vowels there so much.
yeah, they
Hawaii took all the vowels.
they act like they're mad at vowels in Croatia. They only use them when they absolutely have to. They
They-
don't like them.
They sent them all to Hawaii.
They did. They sent them all to Hawaii, where it uses them all the time. But this was Krka National Park, which it really has
It was
some of the most amazing scenery. And I thought I had a couple. No,
Nope.
I thought I had a couple
No.
more pictures of the
waterfalls.
the waterfalls,
Oh,
but I
the
didn't. Yeah, so
waterfalls. And the walk through that national park, it was all this beautiful boardwalk in and around the water and across the little streams and
Yeah.
right up by the waterfalls. I mean, you were right in it. It was spectacular. It was
Uh,
just spectacular.
And Debbie just dropped a message just a couple ago. She said Italy is on their bucket list, and also that in France. And she says soon. That again, Italy, you really need to go to.
Right.
And it's so funny because somebody said, "Wait, you're going back to Venice? Weren't you just in Italy?" And it's like there's so
There's so
much
much
to
to
see,
Italy.
and every part of it
Yeah.
is so different.
Oh yeah.
Tuscany is so different from the Amalfi Coast, and the Amalfi Coast was so
Yes.
different from
Yes.
Venice. I mean,
Well,
it just
and we
was
haven't even gotten up near the Alps yet,
right.
the
Yeah,
Alpine region,
yeah,
or down to Sicily.
yeah,
I mean, that's a totally different
yeah,
area
totally
down there
different.
too.
So,
So
but again,
there's a lot to Italy.
we appreciate the feedback, and again, she said Mary on here said glad to be catching part of 10 Minute Travel Tuesday, and she also then was the one who said I told you about Croatia.
You did, Marion.
So thank you all. All right, thank you. Once again, we'll ask you to share this. Just click the share button down at the bottom and share it to your page, and that way your friends can see. And then one final thing I will mention is don't forget we still have some room available on our Portugal trip.
Yep.
And if you recommend somebody to go along with you or somebody to book a trip with us, you get a bonus. You get cash or discount off your next trip
If
as
they book.
part of the Lindsay Adventures Advantage, if I can say it there.
That's a
The
whole lot of
Lindsay
words.
Adventures
If they book.
Advantage, yeah.
Right.
You can get money on your next trip. You can get money in cash, but it's one of the things that Colette has allowed us to do. So if you'd like to know more about that, you can let us know. All right. Now, next week, what's
Next
coming
week.
up next week?
Next week.
Next week.
Next week, we're switching gears from unpacking to packing. With the holidays coming up, it's the perfect time to talk about what to bring for a holiday trip,
Mhm.
and how to pack smart for cold weather.
Yeah. So
Because it's going to get cold. It better.
this is,
That's what I'm saying.
and,
It better
and you
get
all, I'll need you next week to be on because I'm going to need a little therapy. I am doing a bunch of auctions here in Houston, and then I'm flying back to Kentucky for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, and then we're leaving the Saturday after
Yeah.
Thanksgiving to go to the Christmas markets in Germany, and then I'm flying from Germany
Yeah.
back to Houston, and then jumping on a plane that same day
Right.
and going to Las Vegas. And then from Las Vegas, I fly back to Dallas for an event. How do you pack for that? How do you pack for that? I got to pack for the trip here, and the
Well,
trip there, and
if you
whatever.
watch next week's
Okay,
show,
next
I'll tell you how to do it, but you have to watch.
She's got it all covered. All right. We'll see you next Tuesday night, 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern. We talk travel every week, and we love you all being part of it. Hang on one second.
Hang on.
2027 is the plan, says Debbie, and yes, it is.
Okay.
And then Donna says it's supposed to be cold tomorrow. It's dropping like 30 degrees here in Houston.
Which means it's going to be like 70.
Okay, valid, but it is dropping like 30 degrees. And of course, don't forget that this weekend is time change weekend. Bonnie says, don't get lost at all those airports. Help me, somebody help me. And
I'll draw
by
you.
the way, the Vegas trip is for a work conference for auctioneers kind of thing. So Deanna's not going. So I'm going to be on my own in Vegas. Give me your best spots.
No.
Anyway, and Julia says, good night and thanks for the show. Thank you all.
Y'all.
And on that note, we'll call it a good night on 10 Minute Travel Tuesday here with George and Deanna and Lindsay Adventures. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.